What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be putting the American Adventure Lab rear floor in the two-door. This is something that's going to be kind of crucial for my Overland build that we're doing for the two-door, and how things are going to get kind of set up and built. So I think this is a great addition onto it. So I got the box on the floor. Let's just dive right into it and get this thing installed. So let's just see how easy it is. So let's just see what all comes in the box. I did get a drawer slider for my fridge. So yeah, let's just see what's inside the box. So if you go on their actual website, it's kind of confusing, especially for a two-door. Everything else, for all the other ones, it seems pretty straightforward because it's longer. But for the two-door, you're using these two top bolts right here. You're going to replace them with their factory stuff. But for the third bracket, that's going to go across on the backside. You actually have to drill into the floorboard or through the sheet metal. And the thing is stating that there is a kind of like a little screw or some threads underneath this thin little bolt, or there's a thin threaded hole that we will be using, but Jeep covered it up with a thin piece of metal. So I'm going to make sure that everything's going to get lined up right. What I'm going to do is basically we're going to remove all the carpet, and then we're going to undo these bolts. We're going to put everything kind of together and then try to figure out where this hole is to line it up, just so I'm not kind of just guessing. So I'm going to use everything that just kind of tighten everything down to help line up the holes. So I think it'll be good that way. So let's just get these things removed. Like I said, we are going to remove these two. So you just kind of take your little crow's foot, just kind of pop up, and then also on this side. And then we just got to go get our little torque, and we're going to pull these things up. So now that we took out our carpet and took off our little tie down points right here, these two holes are what we're going to be using for our front two, I would call it, or back two holes, these little bars. We're going to just put them right on top, and we're going to get a screw down. So now that you see that there's like no other bolt down, because it comes with 3 of these rails. So your other one is going to get kind of bolted somewhere around here-ish, kind of give or take. So I think the smartest way to do it right now is to bolt down here and tie down these, and then we should be able to get the location of the back bolt where we're supposed to be. So let's just get that done. So like I said, their instructions said there's somewhere around here there's some threaded there's a threaded hole, but they covered up with some sheet metal with cheese. But what I'm going to do is put this layer kind of like so, and I'm going to bolt. I'm just going to just straight up just tie everything down, or everything should be able to get where this hole is supposed to be lined up. I think that's going to be the best and more safe way to do it. We'll just start off with a small little pilot hole, but yeah, I think that's going to be the most safest thing to do, actually. So like I said, the instructions online say you have to drill into it. And first, when I was drilling into this, I didn't really think there was going to be a stud here, but there actually really is. So now this is actually locked down. I just drilled this, oh, bastard, metal shaving. So I think what I did was kind of the right thing to do, was, you know, get everything, all this nice and tightened down, just so you can get the right hole drilled out. So that's basically what I did, was just drill it from the top, just making sure it's straight. And then I'll undo all these, and then I'm gonna take the bolt that they supplied, and then I'm just gonna basically drive it down. So let's get this panel off and go from there. I will say it bolted down just fine. I'm going to take a vacuum to it and vacuum up both sides real quick. Then put the plate back on, and then, so after we get this all vacuumed up, I'll just clean up the shavings and stuff like that. Then we are going to be installing the plates, or the top cover back on, and then we're going to be putting on the drawer slider for my refrigerators. I think I did forget to mention where the American Adventures Lab logo is. That goes towards the side of the tire, not inwards, because you have these two extra holes. If you flip them around, you actually don't have enough space for the other panel to get in. Just kind of an FYI. So the second hole is actually just kind of looking just over the top part of the bolt. I like it. I'm not sure if they left this where you can kind of bolt it through. I just kind of, it doesn't really say, the instructions don't really say very well. So that's just kind of what I was going with, is the bolt's supposed to go underneath because it's still nice and flush. So we're gonna get all the tiny little screws in, and yeah, we're almost finished with this project. I gotta say, I really like this. It's clean. It's definitely gonna be used quite often, and I think it's just gonna be the perfect base to make everything more compact, make it more user friendly, especially on a two-door where you don't have a lot of space. It just helps organize a lot of your stuff. Yes, I do have, you know, the rack up top, but I think having this down here with a nice platform and getting the slide drawers is going to be key. So now let's install the floor, or not the floor, the slide. So how American Adventure Lab's grid system works is it comes with this this black flat part that's going to be on top. It's going to have this metal part at the bottom, but you see this little notch right here. That's what's going to allow you to slide it into the grid system. But it comes with some longer bolts. Those are the bolts you're actually going to be using. I'll show you how this thing is actually done. This is not exactly where it's going to go, but it's just the easy part where I can actually show you. So you have this. All you're going to have to do is just slide this in and then push in. And then when you start tightening this down, you can leave this here. And then once you start turning in the screws, it's going to take that bottom plate and line up the hole on top. So that's how it gets aligned. And then if you want to take it off, that's it. Pretty simple. So let's get all these things put together, and then let's get the drawer system, or actually the slide system, on. So one thing that I learned was you got to make sure you pay attention. So like this one's on right, where it all kind of lines up with the holes. That thing was, you can kind of see right through it. If you have it on kind of backwards, the holes will not line up. so you just see a tiny little airspace. But so all you do is just gotta switch it around. So it did come with some of these button head kind of screws or bolts. That's what I'll be using, of course. There we go. That's what I'll be using just to help tie down them. I will say this is going to make life a lot easier when loading, like especially my APL 55. I can roll this thing out instead of trying to get it on there and try to wiggling it. Let's get a little test run going. Yeah, that's like perfect. I think this is a perfect setup. I have plenty of room for my APL 55. It's nice and thin. It's all aluminum, so it's pretty light. And then when we get the drawer system, I'll have everything right here, nice and organized, versus using like those rigid boxes that I've been using. I mean, they work. They do just fine, but there's just, we're going to make this really nice and neat. I'm loving this. This is going to be awesome. And we have the table coming in for right here, so this is going to be a nice little kind of little kitchen. I would say it's going to be pretty sweet. So let's just get this rolled back in, which is really nice and simple because it does lock out, so you can't push this back in, which is nice. You just push these in, and it just nicely rolls. I am gonna have to order up. They make some like little slots, hooks where you can do like little tie down points right here. I really like this. This is cool. I really like this, and like I said, it gives me plenty of space for things. Of course, like I said, we have this up here, and then everything. I have the two boxes that go up here, so we are starting to really get this Jeep pretty organized. we will have to go in and get these drawers because I think that's going to be pretty key on some organization. Other than that, I think this is turning out amazing. So let me down in the comments down below what you guys think on how this is turning out. I like this. Maybe my next video, what I'll do just update a walk around video of the actual Jeep itself. Leave me down a comment on what's your guys' favorite mod of your guys' Jeeps or anything like that, or what is your favorite trail to go on. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys for watching all my videos. So like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.